When Taurus rises on the eastern horizon at birth, it cloaks the spirit in an aura of earthy sensuality, patience, and quiet power. This is the sign of Venus, the planet of beauty, luxury, and desire, imprinting the individual with an unmistakable magnetism, slow-burning, deliberate, yet undeniably potent. The body moves with a grounded grace, the voice carries a soothing weight, and the presence exudes an unshakable calm. But when this earthy ascendant cradles a fire sun sign Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, a fascinating alchemy occurs. The wildfire of the spirit is encased in earth, creating a paradox of blazing passion and stubborn stillness, of impulsive desire and unyielding patience. This is a soul who burns, but does so in slow, deliberate embers rather than unchecked flames. The raw, untamed spirit of Aries, ruled by Mars, the warrior, is softened, thickened by the Taurian veil. Where Aries alone charges forward with reckless abandon, the Taurus ascendant forces pause, demanding that the ram move with intention rather than pure instinct. This individual does not simply act. They consider, they linger, they indulge in the moment before the strike. There is a physicality to them that is both sturdy and dynamic, muscular, solid, with a gaze that is both fierce and steady. Others perceive them as strong-willed but not erratic, passionate but not volatile. The shadow side? Stubbornness becomes a cage. The Aries' desire for speed clashes with Taurus's resistance to change, creating inner frustration, a fire smothered by its own earth. Yet when balanced, this is a force that cannot be rushed or derailed, a determined blaze that consumes all in its path, but only when it chooses to. Leo, the regal sun child, draped in Taurus's luxurious earth, becomes a monarch who rules not just with charisma, but with tangible, unshakable presence. The flamboyance of Leo is tempered into something more substantial, less performative, more embodied. This is not the Leo who needs constant applause. This is the Leo who knows their worth and expects the world to recognize it in due time. Their magnetism is quieter but deeper, their style opulent but never gaudy. Think rich fabrics, gold accents, a voice that resonates like honeyed thunder. People perceive them as confident yet approachable, dramatic yet grounded. The danger? Fixed sign stubbornness can calcify into vanity or possessiveness. A Leo sun sign with a Taurus rising may cling to relationships, aesthetics, or pride long after they should have released them. But when aligned, this combination is artistry incarnate, a creator who builds lasting legacies rather than fleeting spectacles. Sagittarius, the eternal seeker, the philosopher archer whose mind races toward the horizon, finds their wings weighted by Taurus's gravity. This is a thinker who does not just dream, they materialize. Where Sagittarius alone flits from one truth to another, the Taurus ascendant demands proof, substance, results. Their body often carries a robust athletic solidity. Their laughter is deep and resonant, and their eyes hold both wisdom and a hunger for tangible experience. People perceive them as adventurous yet reliable, expansive yet strangely comforting. The conflict? Sagittarius wants freedom. Taurus craves stability. The archer may feel trapped by their own need for security, or they may resist settling down even as their body and soul yearn for roots. But when integrated, this is a soul who can bridge the cosmic and the earthly, a wanderer who plants forests instead of just passing through them. The gift of this combination is endurance. Fire signs alone burn bright, but often flicker out quickly, relying on inspiration and spontaneity. Taurus rising gives them stamina, the ability to keep their flame alive through patience and persistence. They are fire that lasts, passion that builds rather than passion that merely ignites and vanishes. But the shadow is inertia. Fire needs movement. Earth resists it. A Taurus rising may unconsciously suppress their fire sun's natural impulses, leading to frustration, pent-up energy, or even self-sabotage when they refuse to adapt. They may cling to comfort zones, people, or beliefs long after their fiery core has outgrown them. The lesson here is to allow the flame to breathe, to recognize that security does not always mean standing still, and that true strength lies in knowing when to move and when to remain unshaken. There is a deep, almost mythic resonance to this combination, a union of Hephaestus, the divine smith, crafting in the depths of the earth, and Prometheus, the thief of fire, bringing divine spark to mortals. This is the soul who must learn that fire is not just destruction, it is transformation. And earth is not just stagnation, it is foundation. To be a fire sign with Taurus rising is to walk the line between wildness and wisdom, between the hunger for more and the contentment of what is. It is to understand that desire is not just a fleeting spark, it is a slow, smoldering truth, burning at the center of the self, waiting for the right moment to shine. To the outside world, a fire sun sign with a Taurus rising is an enigma, a paradox of intensity and tranquility. People do not just notice them, they remember them. There is a lingering presence, a sensory imprint left behind, like the warmth of embers long after a fire has died down. They move through life with an almost mythic weight, as if they carry something ancient within them, an old knowing, a slow-burning truth. Others see them as the unshakable warrior, someone who does not flinch, does not rush, but when they strike, it is with precision. They are the calm before the storm, the steady hand on the sword. People trust them instinctively because they exude reliability, but they also fear their quiet intensity. There is something dormant in them, something waiting. Their shadow is not in their anger, but in their refusal to acknowledge it until it erupts, volcanic and unstoppable. Their gift? They teach others that strength does not need to scream to be heard. They are the sovereign who does not need to shout to command a room. Their confidence is not performative. It is inherited, as natural as the earth beneath their feet. People are drawn to their warmth, their richness, like sunlight filtered through amber, golden and slow. But they are also guarded, possessive of their heart, their space, their love. Their shadow is in their reluctance to be vulnerable, to admit that even kings and queens bleed. Their gift? They show that true power is not in ruling others, but in mastering the self. They are the philosopher who does not just speak in riddles, but in truths you can hold. Their laughter is deep, their stories are vivid, and their presence is both expansive and grounding. People see them as the anchor in the storm, the one who can wander the world yet still feel like home. But their shadow is in their restlessness, the way they may grow bored once the mystery fades, yet still cling to what is familiar. Their gift? They prove that wisdom is not just in seeking, but in rooting, in planting the seeds of knowledge so others may eat from their tree. The greatest danger for these individuals is the slow suffocation of their own spirit. Fire cannot burn without air, and earth, left unchecked, becomes a tomb. They may bury their anger until it turns inward, becoming resentment or silent bitterness. Their challenge is to move before they harden, to let their fire cleanse rather than corrode. They may trap themselves in golden cages of their own making, clinging to pride, to past glories, to lovers who no longer serve them. Their challenge is to release before they rust, to understand that true royalty is in renewal. They may chain their own wings, torn between the hunger for the unknown and the fear of losing what they have. Their challenge is to trust the journey, To know that roots do not negate flight, they make the landing safe. But when this alchemy is mastered, they become something rare, a fire that does not destroy, but endures. They become the unstoppable force that is also unmovable, a blaze that shapes mountains rather than burns out against them. They become the artist whose creations outlive them, a legacy carved not in sand, but in stone. They become the sage who does not just chase truth, but builds it, a temple of wisdom where others may rest. This is the union of the ephemeral and the eternal. Fire signs are the spark of the divine, the moment of inspiration, the flash of passion, the quickening of life. Taurus is the altar upon which that spark is kept alive, the temple, the hearth, the body that houses the soul. To be a fire sun sign with a Taurus rising is to be both the wildfire and the forest that regrows from its ashes. It is to understand that destruction and creation are the same force, that desire and patience are not opposites, but lovers. They are the proof that the brightest flames are not the ones that rage uncontrolled, but the ones that burn slowly, deeply, lighting the way home.